OnlyFans has completely ruined an entire generation. Dog, when I tell you, nuclear bombs couldn't even do nearly as much damage as what OnlyFans did to our society. Where I knew OnlyFans was getting bad, when I seen people not even giving life a shot at the age of 18 and going straight to OnlyFans once the clock hit 12. TikTok, 4chan, and Twitter did damage. Just wait till you hear all the damage that OnlyFans has done in this
let's
video.
see it.
Now, for the first damage that I think OnlyFans has done to society is that it's normalized a lot of weird behavior. We live in a time where people get their back blown out in front of a camera for thousands of people to see, but it's somehow okay because they make a lot of money. That is not normal, and that is not something that we should normalize/celebrate.
I think people are normalizing it, but they don't realize to make, like, the people doing it, wanting to do it at least, they're normalizing it, or the people buying it are normalizing it. But I don't think the people wanting to do it are realizing just how not normal it is to actually make money on OnlyFans. Like, they're normalizing it, but then they're going to do it, and they're not going to be successful more often than not. They're just going to be putting porn on the internet for pennies and ruining their prospects around them in person. I think that's the real issue. What's become normal is the illusion that you can make a lot of money doing it. Or they might know what it is, but they're not like, they may not know anyone actually on it. They might have like heard about it, like the older generation. Because you have to understand that people who aren't chronically online aren't going to know much about most sites that we use, like OnlyFans, Kick, Twitch. I would say YouTube and TikTok and Facebook are the most mainstream. Everything else, even Twitter and Instagram, are kind of like, oh, you know. It's kind of interesting. We live in a bubble. And I also don't think that it's become normalized to like accept sex workers and OnlyFans, because people will still look down upon you. And the only way that they don't is if you're making like hundreds of thousands to millions of plus. And then they're like, respect, I'd do it too for that, right? But in general, the context of like, oh, you're an OnlyFans girl is still like negative. But like being on someone's OnlyFans is still looked down upon by a lot of people.
On the
They're
internet.
still shaming around it.
Understand that these OnlyFans girls be having Lambos,
They
numerous
do.
penthouses, a few rollies, and more money than I could ever imagine. But at the same time, they also have zero dignity if they can proudly brag about how their cheeks are getting clapped online for $4.99 a month. Why are we flexing our cheeks getting obliterated online?
Wait. So you're telling me guys can brag about getting laid for free, sometimes even not actually, sometimes they're lying, but it's not okay for girls to make money and brag about it?
Don't think that is just weird to me.
Bro.
Another thing about OnlyFans is that it completely normalized adult films, aka porn. Like, I swear, back then, being an adult film star used to be one of the most frowned upon jobs ever. But OnlyFans has made it completely acceptable. Like, if somebody told you that they did OnlyFans, you genuinely wouldn't be surprised nowadays. But back then, that would have been.
I don't know. I feel like it's still surprising for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's still surprising.
I don't
think
know,
it's
man.
accepted at all.
See, here's another. This is like another example.
I think a lot of people who don't do it feel bad about it, look around and be like, man, it's so normalized now. But like the people who are actually doing it, we know that it's actually not normalized because we still get ostracized by a lot of people judging us. It's only when we tell them how much money we make, if we're successful, most girls aren't, that they're like, damn, respect. And then they shut up, generally. They're still not like, I'm proud of you, typically. I mean, my parents tell me they're proud of me for, like, when they come over and, like, the life I've made for themselves. But they don't, like, look at my sex videos and they're like, this was good work. Great job, kiddo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, sure, but it's not accepted still. They come over and they see, like, the Lambo and the Rolls Royce and, like, the nice pool and stuff. And they're like, I'm proud of you. Love you. See you next time. But they're not, like, looking at my blowjob videos and being like, I'm so proud of you. And like also, I think people are confusing normalization with tolerance, right? Because while someone may not hate somebody for being a sex worker, they might still talk to the person, maybe not about that job, but just about other things. It doesn't mean that they support the sex work itself. Does that make sense? Like they can love on, you know, like in a human way and be there for their friends who do sex work without actually like personally supporting the work, if that makes sense. It's like I feel like that's what most people do. like you can be associated with somebody without condoning their behavior. Particularly, most people just end up ignoring it. You know, interventions are typically socially awkward, so most people just pretend that the things they don't like about a person just don't exist when they're talking to them.
One of the most shocking things to ever hear. Another weird behavior that OnlyFans has kind of normalized is spawn camping young women until they turn 18. For example, y'all remember when Danielle Bergoli started OnlyFans 1 week after she turned 18 and she made $1 million within just 6 hours? Danielle Bergoli's OnlyFans were like maybe 18, 19, 20, 21. They had to be like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, maybe even some 30-year-olds in there. And we know damn well that a lot of these dudes that bought this OnlyFans didn't just randomly stumble across Danielle Bergoli the day that she turned 18. These dudes most definitely 100%. Found her attractive as a young girl. And they just...
Of course.
Spawn camped their way until she made this OnlyFans. Now they can see her naked legally and go ham on the meat. Like, that's crazy to me. That is absolutely insane. There's also numerous TikTok girls out there who have also made OnlyFans once they turned 18. And they made bans because these weirdos also. Like, it's one of the weirdest things ever. And this shouldn't...
Does this man, is he not horny? Does he not know this is how this works? Horny man pays money to pretty girl. This happens in the dating world too, not even on OnlyFans. Is he not straight? Does he not go on dates? This is normal behavior.
It's not weird. Like, this is literally the least weird thing.
Yeah.
That's like normal, you know? And as I speak, there's probably some 16-year-old TikTok girl out there that plans to make an OnlyFans once she turns 18. And there's probably tons of creepy old...
I guarantee you there's fucking 12-year-olds out there that plan to do it. All right? Because they see the money.
It's disgusting to even think about, if I'm being real. I think the age of OnlyFans should be at least 21, but obviously that never changed because right now the age to sell adult...
But you know what they're just going to do, right? They're going to pretend that they're older, put their birthdays older, get fake IDs.
Their age, the whole law would have to change as a whole, and that's never going to change. And since we're talking about weird behavior from OnlyFans, there's a lot of lies that goes on with just the business itself. Like, there's a lot of grown women on there lying about being 18 and 19 years old to sell more subscriptions, which is just absolutely insane. Even though those are legal ages, I still think it's weird to lie about your age to sell more subs.
If you think about it, it really makes sense. Who's going to be on the internet the longest? Single with no woman and lots of extra money to spend on because they can't get a woman. Well, a guy who's always wanting younger and he's always getting older. He's going to be a customer forever, or he can be. At least for a while he thinks you're young. He's got no woman to pull him away in real life.
Remember that one NPC TikTok girl, Pinky Doll?
Yeah.
Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good.
I remember this.
Gang gang.
So she actually used to lie and say that she was 19 years old to sell more subs, when in reality, she was 27.
Good for her. Queen.
There's a ton on Twitter. You'll see mad girls talking about their 6 kids. Like, it's insane. A girl could legit be 67 years old with the saggiest yitties of all time. But for some reason, she's in every Twitter comment section talking about, I'm the hottest 18-year-old on OnlyFans. Yeah, you were the hottest girl. 51 years ago, Sharon. Hang it up. Like I said, I think it's weird to just straight up lie about your age to sell more subs.
It's weird,
like, that's just
it is definitely weird. It's weird.
Even the old-ass men out there
it's
that are
100%
buying
weird.
these girls' OnlyFans, they're also just as disgusting, if not even more disgusting.
It's worse.
Now, another reason why I think that OnlyFans completely ruined society is because it made the internet even worse for women. Now, y'all are gonna call me a simp and white knight.
I don't agree. It was already bad.
I can see where he's coming from. I think he's gonna be like, because women now have the expectation to create porn. I think that's what he's gonna try to say.
But I don't think they have that expectation.
Just hear me out.
At all. By most guys in real life, they're not like, do you have porn? They're just like, that only happens by fucking little cesspool weirdos on the internet. And the cesspool weirdos of the world are always going to be cesspool weirdos. OnlyFans doesn't make them more creepy. Their perverted comments are just different wording now. They're always going to be perverted, weird, and creepy.
Before you run to the comment section talking about my forehead is big, just wait 1 second. Just hear me out. The reason why I say that OnlyFans made the internet even worse for women is because it made dudes comfortable with telling random girls online that they don't even know to make OnlyFans accounts if they find them attractive.
You know what they used to say to girls before OnlyFans? Send me your tits. Let me see those titties. Send me a pic of your little puss. They should just be straight up with it. They wouldn't even ask, are you on OnlyFans? Like, they would still be fucking creepy. Like I said, guys who are going to be like that are always going to be like that. It's not the platform that makes these guys into guys. It just changes their wording.
To be attractive, the first thing that dudes are going to say is to make an OnlyFans. It's the weirdest thing ever. For example, do y'all remember the Home Depot girl? For y'all that don't know, there's basically this girl. Yeah,
this girl is cute in Home Depot. Yeah, you're right.
Viral on Twitter because she was attractive and she worked at Home Depot. And the first thing that dudes were telling her to do once they saw her was to make an OnlyFans. Like, peep some of these comments. Hear me out. OnlyFans and you equals rich. If you want to make an OnlyFans, real niggas wouldn't judge you. When OF.
Dude,
you're telling me
and if you think about it, none of this is different from how it's been for thousands of years. Be naked, you equals rich. You know how that used to work instead? Fuck me, marry me, you equals rich because I have money. Like, it's the same thing, except now it's a scale model, and guys are aware it's how the game works on a scale.
Yeah, of course.
It's the same as it's always been.
What's the surprise there? Like, yeah, no, duh. Fucking duh, of course, yeah. Like,
it's always been transactional.
That's our culture now. Yeah, and also that's weird. Like, and like, she even said it was weird, too. I remember this.
See an attractive
guys have always been trying to convince girls, if I get pleasure sexually, you will benefit in some way. Like,
and your first thought is she
that's
should
how it's
make
always
an
been.
OnlyFans. Like, I just
that's
find
the first thing. The reason why is because that's what the guy would do. But a lot of guys also are never in the situation that a girl is in. Like, I don't think it's as easy of a decision.
Prostitution? No. I'm saying that's like guy behavior. I don't think that's new behavior we're seeing. And I don't think OnlyFans is prostitution either. It's guys trying to convince girls that something is a good idea and will benefit them in some way for usually the guy's personal gain. Because they want something out of the equation too. They're like making a transaction.
Insane. And honestly, I salute this woman to the fullest because at the end of the day, she chose her morals over money. She could have made life-changing bands off of OnlyFans, but she just chose to stick with her normal job and just create IG Reels and make YouTube videos. When the whole world was telling her to create an OnlyFans. Like, that is hard to do in a world where OnlyFans girls be having Lambos or working women have Toyota Priuses. Like, that is a hard task. And this actually happens to a lot of women that create content because if you look at their comment section on like IG Reels or maybe TikTok, or maybe even like if a girl is doing a YouTube Q&A, the first question that a lot of dudes are gonna ask is if that girl is gonna make it OnlyFans. Like,
that's because most of the guys that watch girl content on the internet are only watching them because they want to fuck the girl. That's the only reason. If the girl wasn't using a camera, he wouldn't be there. The whole world is spinning around me, and I'm the only one that's not spinning sometimes.
That's very cynical. No, I think that's real. Think about how many followers on Instagram that I've had at one point. Like, before my main account got deleted, like over 5 million. How many viewers did I ever have like on Twitch at the same time? Typically like 10,000.